Hello, everyone. My name is Seth Juarez, and I'm a principal cloud advocate here at Microsoft. I'm excited to be hosting this fireside chat with Kim Akers, Corporate Vice President of Microsoft's Worldwide Learning, and Jeff Maggioncalda, CEO of Coursera. Welcome, Kim and Jeff.
Very excited to be here.
Great to be here, Seth.
So let's start with a round of introductions so people get to know you. We'll start with you, Jeff.
I've been at Coursera for about 4 years. I'm the CEO. We're really excited to talk about what we're doing with Microsoft today. Kim and I were going to school together 30 years ago. Kim, it's really nice to be back together after so many years.
So I'm Kim Akers, and I'm the Corporate Vice President of Worldwide Learning at Microsoft. And as Jeff said, not only did we go to school together for college, but we actually had our first job together. So pretty interesting to watch us come full circle and both be in the sort of business of skilling. But what I do at Microsoft is I basically do all of the skilling and learning for not only our employees, but also for our customers and our partners, and really anybody who wants to learn Microsoft technology.
So you're both super heavily involved in the world of learning. Can you tell me why skilling is so important today? We'll start with you, Kim.
Okay, so this year has been, it's been really tough, right? And it's really, I think, put a spotlight in how important skilling is. Regardless of what type of business you're in, COVID focused businesses to transform way faster than I think any of them had anticipated. And as a result, the skills that their employees need are dramatically changing. And in fact, I was reading something recently from the World Economic Forum, and they're forecasting that about 150 million new tech jobs are going to be created just in the next 5 years to support all this digital transformation that's happening. The other thing that I think COVID has really done has really put a spotlight on how many people are being overlooked, right? So whether it's people of color, people with disabilities, women, people with less access to education, we're missing out on a whole swath of folks that are super talented, right? And so talent is everywhere, really. And skilling is really that piece that helps unlock that talent. And you know, we see at Microsoft over and over again that when people have access to education and skilling, they create new economic opportunities for themselves and for their communities.
That's awesome. Jeff, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the importance of skilling as well.
Yeah, well, Kim hit on so many great points. Even before COVID, we've seen a world that's just going faster and faster, driven by mostly technology and globalization. And for companies to be competitive, they need to adopt new technologies and ways of doing things. And they need their learners, their employees to learn those kinds of things as well. So it's been a trend that's been going on for a while. COVID really accelerated that. So digital transformation has only increased in speed. And it has been very tough for a lot of people. What we're excited about is with online skilling, you know, anybody from anywhere can learn skills to do a job. And I think what's kind of promising about post-pandemic for digital jobs is to a large degree, they can be done from anywhere. So if you can learn from anywhere and you can have job opportunities available to you, even if they're not in your local community, it just opens up so much opportunity.
Kim, why don't you tell us a little bit about why we're here today specifically?
Microsoft's mission is really to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. And part of how we do that is really meeting people where they're at. And so in this particular case, really meeting learners where they're at. And one of the places that a ton of learners are is actually on Coursera, right? I think Jeff will know the numbers exactly, but last time I checked, there were about 77 million learners that were going through Coursera. Initially, the partnership is going to focus on Azure, and it's also one of the products that we see when people are interviewing for jobs that we see a lot of demand for, right? And so it's a great sort of first place to get started together.
You're right, Kim. We finished 2020 with about 77 million learners. We're up to about 80 million now. And one of the hot topics to learn is not only cloud computing, but machine learning as well, and especially the intersection of cloud computing and machine learning. There's just so much going on there.
So what can we expect from the Microsoft courses that are now featured on Coursera?
The first one I'll start with is Azure Fundamentals. And this really gives you the fundamental understanding, not only of the basic cloud concepts, so storage, compute, things like that, but also the key cloud services and management tools in Azure. So the core building blocks that you would use to build your cloud solution. In addition, we also have Azure AI Fundamentals. and Azure Data Fundamentals. And so the Azure AI Fundamentals is really where you'll see a lot of the intersection that Jeff was talking about earlier in terms of machine learning and artificial intelligence, things like computer vision, natural language processing. All those things are where you'll learn about from the Azure AI Fundamentals. So a great set of courses to really build a foundational knowledge across core Azure, AI, and data.
So that's super cool. Now let's talk about learning paths on Coursera. I'm a huge fan. Jeff, what do you have to say about those?
Well, yeah, so the content on Coursera is a fairly broad catalog. And like I said, we have 150 university partners. So a lot of the content has come from universities like Stanford and Duke and Yale and others. And then we also have a number of industry partners, including Microsoft. And so they both kind of do their thing. And obviously the industry partners are often going to be more job relevant, a little bit closer to the actual tools created by those industry partners. We have different package sizes. So there are courses, about 4,600 courses altogether. These are about 4 to 6 weeks long. And then we have specializations, which are series of courses. And the one that we're really excited about is Azure Fundamentals specialization. So it's probably a multi-month, maybe 3-4 month program that importantly helps people get ready to take the Microsoft certified AZ900 Azure Fundamentals exam. We see a lot of people come to Coursera to learn, to get skills, but also to prepare for actually taking certification exams, because on the other side of those exams often are good jobs.
So certifications sound awesome. Why would someone want to get those, Kim?
Well, so you just heard Jeff talk a little bit about it, right? And it really has to do with certifications give you a way to sort of validate that you have the skills that you're saying that you have. And so if I think about what's happened this past year around certifications, for the Microsoft certifications, for example, we've seen over a 260% increase in certifications just this past year. And so it's really a great signal in terms of the value that the market is placing on it. And so we know that developers, for example, are about 93% more productive if they've actually gotten certified. We also know that if you're out looking for a job, and let's say you have a LinkedIn profile, that if you have a certification on your LinkedIn profile, you get about 27 times more messages from recruiters and other professionals. So certifications really are a way to sort of demonstrate that you actually know what you say you know.
This is really cool. So empowering people through certification, what else are we doing to empower people?
One of the communities that I think you heard us mention at the beginning that has been really impacted recently is women. In fact, if you look at recent studies, 1 in 4 women have actually had to either downshift their careers or actually leave the workforce due to COVID. And so that's why I'm super excited to announce our partnership with Women in Cloud. This is a community-led organization that's dedicated to creating equal economic access in tech. As part of this partnership that we have, women who are part of Women in Cloud will be able to get free Azure Fundamentals, Azure AI Fundamentals, and Azure Data Fundamentals training via Coursera. So if you or someone you know is interested in learning more, go to the URL at the bottom of your screen for more information.
This is really cool. So let's go to you, Jeff. How does this fit into your mission at Coursera and your vision for the future of technical skilling?
Well, I mean, to some degree, this is a continuation from the first day that Coursera was founded. It was started by 2 Stanford computer science professors, and the first courses they put on were machine learning courses. And at that point, the founders said, we need to make this a lot more available to a lot more people. So it started really from a university, but we've had industry partners, and now Microsoft. We're just so excited because Azure's, just such an incredible value creation platform and job creation platform. We just are excited to be part of this process of helping people get the kinds of skills and the kinds of education that will be where the jobs are going. There's a Microsoft study that I often cite that says that today's job capacity of digital jobs is about 41 million jobs. The study suggests that another 149 million jobs will be created in the digital realm, but people really need to get the skills to get those opportunities. And so our job from day one at Coursera was make sure that people have the chance, the access to content like Microsoft Azure fundamental specialization in order to get those job opportunities.
We also partner on Microsoft Viva. Kim, can you tell me a bit more about what Microsoft Viva is and what this means for the learning space?
just recently, we announced Microsoft Viva. I would call it our employee experience platform. And so it's really designed to help empower people and teams really come together from an experience perspective. And out of the gate, it's going to have 4 modules, one focused on knowledge, another focused on insights, another focused on communication. And then the last one, which really ties to this conversation, is around learning. And so we're working closely with Coursera so that their content can actually be integrated into Microsoft Viva.
I think it's awesome that both Microsoft and Coursera share the mission of democratizing learning and helping empower people to learn new cloud skills. It's been awesome getting to learn about the Azure Fundamentals and other projects down the pipeline. Where can folks go to find out more or get started?
Well, it's pretty simple. Go to Coursera.org. You can set up an account for free. Anyone can enroll in the Azure Fundamentals specialization for $49 a month. And as Kim said, the women in cloud, they are eligible for scholarships to actually subsidize that as well. So we're making this available to as many people around the world as we possibly can.
Well, this has been amazing. Thank you both for being here today. We're so excited about this partnership. Make sure you check out Azure Fundamentals live today on Coursera. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Great to see you again, Kim.
Great to see you.